Why do some teams push back against new leadership? Is it distrust? Is it fear? Or is it something deeper? I've always believed it was something that I personally did or was doing, but that's totally wrong. Today, we unpack the real reason your team might be standing on the other side of the leadership line and what you can do exactly to not just cross it, but to erase it entirely. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help you become a more confident leader, and I do this with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Why do teams resist new leadership? It's a question that haunts many of us stepping into leadership role for the first time, and even those who have been doing it a while. Resistance from a team, it can feel personal, but it's often rooted in something much deeper than that. Firstly, fear of change is a huge factor. Humans, which, that's mostly what we have to deal with. Yes, some are animals, but anyway, humans are creatures of habit. And any disruption to the status quo can trigger anxiety and uncertainty. When a new leader steps in, it's not just about adapting to a new person, but often a whole new set of rules, a whole new set of expectations, and a whole new dynamic. Then there's the loss of comfort and what's familiar. Teams build relationships and systems that work for them over time. A new leader might mean the end of that comfort zone, pushing team members into what they believe is uncharted territory. Then we have perceived threats to status or autonomy, which also plays a big role. Team members might worry about losing their influence or the control they have over their work. And let's not forget past negative experience. It's not you. But if they've had poor leadership in the past, which personally I've dealt with it, skepticism becomes a natural defense for these employees. Understanding these roots of resistance is the first step towards addressing them. It's not about erasing fears overnight, but at least acknowledging them and working through them together. Now it's time to tackle one of the most powerful tools in our leadership arsenal: communication. Effective communication isn't just about talking. It's about creating a dialogue where ideas are free to flow and concerns are addressed openly. Imagine a bridge. On one side, way over there, you have your team. Each member with their own experiences, fears, and expectations. On the other side, you stand there as a brand new leader, ready just to guide and support. And the bridge between you, that is communication. I know. It sounds cheesy, but just stay with me. Building this bridge is essential for crossing the gap of resistance. But the question is, how do we build the bridge? First, start with transparency. Be clear about your goals. Be open to hearing feedback before any major changes. And most importantly, make these changes that you feel are needed. Make them slowly. But it doesn't stop there. We want to encourage feedback. We want to create a culture where your team feels comfortable to express their thoughts and their concerns. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Let's say a team member expresses concern over a new policy. Instead of dismissing it, ask for their input on how to make the transition smoother. What would they do? This not only shows that you value their opinion, but it also helps in finding practical solutions together. Understanding the art of communication, it really transforms leadership from a position of authority to one of partnership. It's about building trust, respect, and a shared vision for the future. As you move forward in your career, remember that your ability to communicate effectively is not just about overcoming resistance, but it's about inspiring your team to join you in making things better. Now, with the foundation of open communication all locked in, ready to go, now we need to focus on building trust and respect. These aren't just buzzwords. They are the foundation of every successful team. Trust is earned, it's not given. It's cultivated through consistent actions, honesty, and showing genuine care for your team's well-being. Now, respect is something that is returned. As a leader, respecting your team's ideas, time, and efforts encourages a culture where respect flows both ways. Start by being present. Listen actively to your team's concerns and their aspirations. Acknowledge their achievements and learn from their feedback. Transparency in decision-making also plays a crucial role. Share the why behind your decisions, especially when the outcome directly affects your team. This is not where you're asking their permission, but it's more like you're getting buy-in. You're getting their understanding. Imagine, if you will, a scenario where a project didn't go as planned. Instead of assigning blame, which, listen, if you're trying to be a good manager, don't worry about assigning blame. But instead of assigning blame, gather your team for what we would call a constructive review session. Discuss what worked, what didn't work, and how can we collectively improve. This approach not only builds trust, but it also fosters a learning culture. Building trust and respect is a journey, not a destination. I know it's cheesy, but it doesn't make it less true. It requires patience. It requires consistency and a genuine commitment to your team's growth and your team's success. I need you to remember the strength of your leadership is measured by the trust and respect that you inspire in your team. Now, we've talked of the importance of communication and respect and trust and overcoming resistance and building a strong team. Now let's focus on the little word empowerment. This is the key to unlocking your team's full potential. Empowerment is about giving your team the tools, resources, and autonomy that they need to succeed. I remember working at a restaurant. It was new, open to the public, and the management team said to us, do not let anyone leave unsatisfied. They said, no matter how you make the guest feel better, we will support you. Now, they were quick to say, if somebody's meal isn't good, offer them a dessert. Don't, if their drink took 2 extra seconds to get there, don't offer them a full steak meal or to comp their whole bill, which was understandable. But they empowered us to be responsible for our guests' enjoyment. That was huge because empowerment is about believing in your team's ability and helping them believe in themselves. That's what the management team did for us, did for myself. So when team members feel empowered, they're more engaged, innovative, and they're committed to the team's success. So to do this, you just have to set clear goals and expectations. Then you provide the support your team needs to meet those goals, whether it's training, resources, or simply your time. Encourage initiative by giving team members the freedom to make decisions and the freedom to take ownership of their own work. Imagine a team member comes to you with a new idea for improving a process. Instead of taking over, you ask them to lead the project, offering your guidance and your support as needed. This is not only going to boost their confidence, but it's also showing a culture of innovation and accountability. Empowering your team is a powerful leadership strategy. It builds confidence, it drives performance, and it creates a culture where everyone is feeling valued and interested in the team's success. Remember that your role as a leader is not just to lead, but it's to lift other people up. It's to enable them to reach new heights that they never really thought were possible. Now it's time for the cherry on top, cultivating a shared vision. See, this is where the magic happens. When a team's individual efforts align under one common goal, they're unstoppable. Creating a shared vision starts with understanding the value each person, each team member brings, and their insights, as well as their aspirations. This vision acts like a North Star, guiding your decisions, your efforts, the perseverance through challenges, That's what this vision does. Now, to begin the process, host a brainstorming session where everyone can voice their dreams for the team's future. Yes, I know some of them might not have dreams of success at work, but let's just use that word. I want you to ask questions like, what impact do we want to make? Or how can we improve this together? Then define clear, actionable steps towards the vision, making sure that everyone's roles and contributions are acknowledged. Think of a rowing team. When everyone rows in sync, according with the captain's calls, the boat moves oh so effortlessly through the water. The same happens when your team's efforts align with their own shared vision. You are going to advance with unprecedented momentum and precision. Cultivating a shared vision isn't just about setting goals. It's not. It's about creating a culture where each person, each team member, feels like they're part of something greater. At that point, together, you're not just working, you're building, you're dreaming, you're achieving, all as one. Now, I know this all sounds fine and dandy, but what if you've already started managing and you don't have the respect of your team? You're going to want to watch this video, which is why your employees don't respect you and how you can change that. So get your coffee. Stay there, ciao.